Hello, my name is Michael.
And my name is Haley.
And welcome to yet another episode of Just Make Game. This month's been quite busy for us. We did a live stream, we've done tiles, characters, other graphical assets, as well as the code to put them in engine, so let us tell you all about it.
I'm pleased to say all the God Mask animations, recoloring, they're all finished now, and I had started work on some new level tiles this month. These tiles will be used in a level that's got a real watery kind of feel to it. We're going for something like a big old bathhouse that's been left to decay kind of vibe. We were just looking at some images for inspiration, and we came across this amazing indoor swimming pool at Hearst Castle. It was built by the son of George Hearst, which totally tickled our fancy because we are big Deadwood fans. Deadwood movie is amazing, by the way. Go and watch it. Here are some of the tiles that I came up with. While I really quite like these tiles, and I think some of the patterning looks really pretty, I think they might be a bit too busy to use. Mike also had a bash at doing some tiles for this level in the live stream that we did, and I feel like his tiles might work better in game. Maybe we'll end up using a combination of some of the tiles Mike did and some of the tiles that I did, and we'll just have to wait and see. After getting a bit stuck on the tiles, I moved on to doing some of the animations for all of the player characters that we have. We are hoping to have somewhere around 15 different playable characters in the game, all with different starting weapons, different special attacks, different stats that you start with, so there's a few of them for me to get through. The way the animations work for each character is all based on the same body type, so basically I'm going through and drawing on the clothing for each of the characters. We have tried to make each one look quite different, even though they are based on the one body shape, so they pretty much all have a different kind of hat. Some have long coats, some are wearing robes, some are in shorts, and so on. There will be some fun to be had when I get to animating the characters that have long coats that are going to flow out behind them when they run, or there's a character that's got a big feather in its hat that'll flounce about when it moves. So I think for this next coming month, I will be continuing to work on these characters, and also I'll probably bounce back to the tiles and the objects for the new level as well. I'm really looking forward to seeing some of the other characters running around and fighting in-game.
This month I've been continuing to romp my way through the list of special abilities to be put in the game, so I've been getting them all functional and pretty looking, and most of them are now done with a few exceptions there, but I'm really happy with how they look, and more importantly how they work and how they feel and how they play. So basically every selectable character starts with a melee weapon, a ranged weapon, and a special ability, and although you can pick up new abilities throughout the game much like you do with the weapons themselves, they're much rarer to find, and you don't come across them as often. So a character's starting special ability, in combination with the sort of stats that they start with as well, really helps establish each character's feel and sort of helps them give them their own unique flavour besides just having a different sprite from one another. Even if by endgame you may have radically different weapons and special abilities, you still have a bit of that initial character that they started with. This month we also attempted to start our live streaming in earnest. It was immediately buggered up by YouTube. Our first live stream went as soon as we went to go live. YouTube's live streaming service went down site-wide, and everyone was kicked off live streaming, not just us. That was a bit sad, but the second live stream went fine, and you can find it on the channel. I think we're up for about 4 hours or so, and it was really cool. I've been meaning for ages to make a tutorial video about sound effects, sound design, sound mixing and production and things like that, and I just haven't had time to actually get it done because these tutorials do take, a good couple of days to a week to do, and that's a couple of days or a week that I could spend on the game instead, and my priority is kind of skewed in that direction. I did, however, go over this sort of thing in the live stream that we just done. So if you've been hanging out for anything regarding sound effects and sound design, there's a link in the description to our last live stream that is timestamped for the right spot. It's towards the end of the stream, and I go over creating some really punchy sound effects for one of the special abilities, and I cover things like EQ, sound frequencies, and how reverb works, what compression is, and that sort of thing. And you should find it pretty useful if you're interested in how to make good sound effects for your games. I will endeavor to try to make this tutorial at some point. Perhaps I'll even make it through our live streaming software, so it's just I can make it on the fly and swap between camera angles and things like that as I do it. That might be the way to go, rather than this sort of method of filming, which takes quite a long time to edit and put together. So anyway, I'll hopefully get that done at some point, but otherwise check out the live stream. Major funding for this episode of Just Make Game was provided by Vin Hill, Tyler Heil, Roman Kovalev, Raf Bluffin, Morten Schuenborg, Ivan Makarevich, Dennis Soy, Connor Bowen, Charlotte Harper, Bumper Car Studios, Ben Kersnowski, Benjamin Ramsey, Alan Pask, and viewers like you. Well, that's it. Well, that's it for this month.
Thank you for watching.
I will see you again next month for another episode of Just Make Game.
Bye-bye.
The grenade is probably the most... Oh, he actually just blew up. Bump, bump. Ah. My grenade blows up at the moment. Blows up the computer, but not anyone else. That's interesting. I'll have to fix that later.